Hey Hallmarkies, so I wanted to get in a quick Hallmark Christmas movie review before I hop in a plane. Literally just washed my face, let down my hair, and I put up my camera so I could get this review in before I go home for Christmas. And I wanted to talk about the last couple of movies I've watched. I've actually watched 6, and I usually do 4 movie reviews, but I'm just going to give you the 6 because I've watched 6 of them, and I'm going to try to keep it brief as possible and give you all the breakdown. Remember the format we go by the acting, the set decor in the town, the coziness of the movie, my favorite scene, and then overall how I love the movie. As you know, once I finish watching all of these Hallmark movies, I go straight to my Countdown to Christmas app and I check them off my list. Right now, I've been making some serious progress, which is great for me. If you haven't already, check it out. Great way to organize all the new movies that you are going to watch. Movies that we're going to talk about today are Christmas at the Palace, Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe, A Shoe Addict's Christmas, Mingle All the Way, A Majestic Christmas, and Homegrown. Those are the 6 we're going to talk about, so let's get chatting. Christmas at the Palace is basically Hallmark's love of doing royalty romance movies, and that's exactly what it was. So as you know, I take notes on my phone when I watch these movies, and I like to read the summaries of what these movies are. So let me look at my phone really quickly. For Christmas at the Palace, Katie is a former professional ice skater, and she's hired by the king of Sansanova, Alexander, to help his daughter in a Christmas ice skating performance. As Katie spends time in the castle, she and Alex begin to develop feelings for each other. If you love the royal family, like I do, you'll probably like this movie, except for, I don't know why, but I just don't absolutely love these royal wedding movies, or just royally themed. I like them, don't love them, don't hate them by any means, but I don't know, I feel like every time I watch them, they're just not my fave. The main actress in it, she was in The Royals on E! A while ago, so that's how I knew her. And it just seems like she does a lot of these royal roles. I don't know, it just might be her forte. But she's a really good actor, and I thought the acting was a 4.5. It was good acting. The town was beautiful, very well decorated, all over the place. I just thought the plot was a little meh. Wasn't the best plot. I did like that her best friend did find a love interest as well, so they both found love interests instead of one person finding one. I thought that was really nice. The town is placed in Sansanova, so maybe it's not London. I don't know. It's in Sansanova, so wherever Sansanova is, it was a beautiful town, very fully decorated. The inside of the palace looked gorgeous. I really liked in the movie where she taught the prince to add personal touches to things, and she took him out, to show him how to not just, give money or something that's just super standard, but to add something nice and personal. And I thought that was a really sweet part in the movie. I think my favorite scene of this movie was the ending when they did all the ice skating together at the end. I absolutely love the Winter Olympics when it has the ice skating. I used to love Sacha Cohen, and I used to love Tara Lipinski. They were my favorite. So I really did like those ice skating parts of the movie. My favorite scenes were just when they were walking through the towns and when they were walking through the palace. I thought those were really pretty, and it made me definitely want to be there with them. Overall, I'd give this movie probably a 3.5. It wasn't my favorite, didn't not want to see it again. If it was on TV, I'd have it in the background, but just wasn't my favorite. Next movie we're going to talk about is Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe, and this is starring Lacey Chabert. She is one of our family's favorites. We love a good Lacey Chabert movie. They're usually very good movies, and so this one, I have to agree, it was very good as well. I'd also give it a 4. It wasn't my favorite, but I do love her. I think she's a great actress. Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe is about a woman named Darcy, and she has always worked hard to prove herself and be successful on her own terms, even choosing to start her own company rather than work with her father. Returning to her hometown for Christmas, Darcy reconnects with an old rival, restaurant owner Luke Penny, and they are forced to plan a charity event together. As Darcy spends time with her family and Luke, she starts to realize what matters most in life. So the acting was a 5. I thought everyone did a really, really good job. Lacey in one of the scenes looked absolutely stunning in her red dress, and I just thought they had really good chemistry as a couple. I thought the set and the town were definitely a 5. It was very well decorated. I felt like it was very cozy, and I really enjoyed the movie. One of my favorite quotes in the movie is when she talks about how walking, I have to read it, walking away isn't a sign of weakness. Sometimes it's a sign of strength. And it was between her and her dad, and they were just having this long chit chat, and it kind of reminded of me and my dad when, you know, we have our talks, or me and my mom, we talk about things more in depth. And I thought that was a really nice quote. I also really love the Pemberley carols. The perfect snowy kiss at the end was great, and I love the tree that was on like the far left. It looked very retro when they like are pulling out and you see the tree on the left. Yeah, I really love that scene as well. Overall, I would definitely give this movie like a 4.5. I liked it, didn't love it, but it was good. It was really good. She usually has great movies. Okay, so now for my girl, Candace Cameron Bure. She's the queen of Hallmark, so every year I cannot wait to watch her new Christmas movie, and this year's did not disappoint. I am adding this to my favorite Hallmark movies of all time. It is in there. It was so good, like beyond what I thought it would be. When I saw A Shoe Addict's Christmas as the title, I was like, no, how is this gonna work? But it was adorable, so let me read you the summary of what this movie is about. Candace Cameron plays the role of Noelle, who is a holiday hater and who tolls in a department store in which she is accidentally locked on Christmas Eve. There she meets a woman who identifies herself as Noelle's guardian angel and introduces her to several ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. The lady who plays the guardian angel was magnificent. She was top quality acting. I thought her love interest was also, one, he was a hunk, he was cute. Two, he was a great actor. The chemistry was perfect. He plays a firefighter in the movie. I just thought overall the acting was a 5. The town and the set decor were really good. I mean, she was kind of only in the mall most of the time, and then she'd go like back and forth in between certain rooms that she would visit. And they were pretty well decorated, but there was one scene which is my favorite scene, and overall the coziness of this movie was like a 4.5. I felt like there's been cozier towns, but the one scene that I'm talking about is when they get in the horse-drawn carriage and the guardian angel is riding the carriage for them, and they're going through the snow and it's just all decked out. Even though I do not agree with horse-drawn carriages, I don't think those are very good for the animals. No, I know they're not very good for the animals, but you know, it's nostalgic and the way it looks is really beautiful, but I don't support it. Overall, I thought that was like one of my favorite scenes. And I just thought it was really cool how every time she put on a different pair of shoes, it would transport her back into a certain time in her life that she was at when she was wearing those shoes. So that was really cute. And then also one of my favorite things about this movie that I feel like a lot of these Christmas movies don't have anymore are religious ties. And that's okay, because not everyone who watches these Hallmark movies, even if they are Jewish, they still like Hallmark movies. But, you know, Christmas is about, for many people, Christianity. And I did like how they were sitting at the bench and they were discussing how, you know, God presents many of these opportunities for you, and they're called sleighs, they refer to them as, and they come by, and if you miss them, you know, it changes the course of your life. So I really liked that little scene, and I thought that was sweet. I definitely give this movie overall a 5, and it is added to my must-watch Hallmark movie list. Next up on the Hallmark movie train is Mingle All the Way. And I was not very excited about this one watching it. I honestly was very distracted because I just thought the plot was kind of lame. The actors were good. I mean, you know, they're good. 4, 3, I don't know. I mean, they weren't bad. I just really didn't love the plot. Let me read the plot to you. There was something about the whole like dating app thing that just threw me off, and I didn't feel like it was very well decorated. I don't think the actors were bad. Like, I'm not trying to put them down at all. I just thought what they were working with wasn't much. So you can only do so much in that. So Mingle All the Way is about a young entrepreneur who's trying to win over investors for the dating app she has developed to help bring on investors for expansion. She promises to take part in using it in the coming weeks before Christmas to find love and track her progress. So, like I said, I honestly don't want to review this much because it just wasn't my favorite, but I'd give it a 3. It was okay. It wasn't great. I mean, honestly, I lied. I'd probably give it a 2. I wouldn't watch it again. I feel like I'm never going to give anything a 1 because that's just mean, and I appreciate that there's Hallmark movies that are on TV for me to watch, so I'm always probably going to rate it a 2 and above. So this one's like a 2. Yeah. Brant Darty was the guy who played the lead male, and I thought he's a really good actor. He's cute. The chemistry was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Roll 3, 2, meh. So last night and today I watched A Majestic Christmas and Homegrown, and I really liked them. So let's talk about A Majestic Christmas first. I really thought the main actors were great. They had great chemistry. Oh, I'm going on a tangent about these actors. Hold on, let me talk to you guys about what the summary of this movie is so that you know what I'm talking about. A Majestic Christmas is about an architect who returns to her hometown during the holidays to turn a historic playhouse into a modern multiplex, much to the town's objections. So I thought that the playhouse was really cute and it was really well decorated, and like I said, I really thought the actors were good. They were like a 4.5 and their acting skills. I thought the town was pretty cozy. I mean, there were some scenes where I thought I'd like love to be walking down those streets or in that playhouse, and I thought that was cute. And I like how in the beginning that they weren't like, she wasn't totally into him at first, but then you could tell. And then there was like a little scene where her friend was like, oh, well, he's cute. And she was like, meh, yeah, he is cute. I thought that was a really cute little scene. I thought it was really cute when the two went to the restaurant and they got an ice cream sundae and they were splitting it. And then they went outside of the restaurant and there was music playing and she wanted to dance. And she's like, oh no, I can't dance here. Very Notebook-esque. Which is my favorite all-time movie, and I thought that was a really sweet little scene where they were dancing in the snow, and that was definitely my fave. Would I watch this again? Probably not like on my must-watch list. Would I have it in the background if it was just on TV and you know, every periodically like look over and be like, ooh, what's going on? Yeah, I would. I like this movie. I'd give it a 4. I thought it was good, but definitely, or I don't know, 3.5, 4. It was good. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought the acting was great, and I really enjoyed the plot of it on them trying to like create this playhouse back to life. Honestly, I thought the ending was, it wasn't very good. I was expecting like something more magical to happen, and it didn't happen. So I'd give the ending a 2. But overall, the movie was like a 3.5, 4. Okay, so for our last Hallmark movie review, not forever, just for this video, we're going to talk about Homegrown with Lori Loughlin. And you won't believe this, but I actually did yoga with her the other day. She happened to be in my class, and I thought it was so cool. And I told her I can't wait to watch her Hallmark movie, so go me. Actually, the girl I was with, she's family friends with her, so it wasn't awkward at all, but I felt a little cheesy for telling her that. Anyways, she definitely knew when the date was, by the way. She's like, oh yeah, December 8th. So I want to tell you what this movie is about. She's a great actress. If you haven't seen her in Full House, Fuller House, and all of her Hallmark series and movies, she's great. I just think the world of her. The movie is about when forced to work together to organize a Christmas dance for the local high school, former sweethearts find themselves rediscovering what made them fall in love all those years ago. Hold on, my dog looks so cute right now. For acting, 100% it was a 5. I thought everyone in there was a pretty great actress. Even her daughter starred as the love interest's daughter, and she's pretty good. I mean, you can tell she's fairly new to acting, but I think if she continues to make movies, she's gonna be just as good as her mom, in my opinion. I think the chemistry between the two were great, and I love how at first, you know, they obviously had a past, but they weren't really too focused on them being together, more of as them trying to get this barn was beautiful. Like, the set decor in this movie was a 5. It was a beautiful barn, and the house that they kept going in and out of I thought was really well decorated. In the town, they definitely had some aerial shots going out of the town that I enjoyed, that were all snowy and so magical. I loved it. But yeah, I thought it was really sweet that in the movie she helped her daughter in real life try to get into a fashion school, and she was kind of like that guidance for her, and you'll see if you watch the movie what happens with that. And then the dance at the end was really cute as well. There was a scene where she wasn't sure, what was that scene? Oh, I think my favorite scene, I know this wasn't anything too prominent in the movie, but I just thought it was really cute because this has definitely happened to me, is when they were baking cookies together, and she was like, does this have any sugar in it? And she kept tasting it, she was like, no. it's salt. And that has definitely happened to me before, where I put salt thinking it was sugar. Ugh, bakers, no. But I think that was just one of my favorite scenes. Overall, honestly, I really love this movie. I'm definitely adding this to my must-watch list. I loved it. I'm glad we are ending on a 5 note, because that is what I'm giving it. It was a 5, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm excited to watch some of the rest of the Hallmark movies. You know, we're really coming towards the end, which is kind of sad, but I don't want to think about it. So I'm just gonna keep on watching them, and you probably won't see another Hallmark movie review from me until I get back home for Christmas. So it'll be before the new year, but definitely not before Christmas time. So if you're still into watching those movies, it will still be up, and it will still be here for next Christmas when you want to rewatch them. So thank you guys for watching these. I'm really glad you enjoyed these Hallmark movie reviews, because I love watching them and sharing them with you guys on what I think. And if you don't agree with my opinion, totally fine. That's fine. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, and I'd love to hear your opinion. So let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Happy holidays!